welcome to the Improved Garage YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about the AudioEngine B-Fi, which is a wireless audio streamer. I'm going to be unboxing it, giving a review, and just talking about the basic setup and what it looks like. Alright, so it comes in this box. There's a variety of accessories. The unit itself has kind of an aluminum body, hard plastic back. It feels very durable, movable antenna, status button on the front, gold-plated RCAs on the back, an SPDIF optical output, and a micro USB cable for power. In the box there's also a set of look to be gold-plated RCAs. I mean, they're not gold, like they're not as gold as these are, but they're definitely more gold than silver. Pretty heavy gauge, they seem pretty flexible, so they're not bad, but they're not, I mean, these aren't incredibly expensive. There's a nice bag here you can put the unit in. There is a micro USB cable, it's cool. Got a decent length, it's pliable, it looks heavy duty, and then a USB power brick. So I'm going to be plugging it into my receiver here, which I have an Onkyo receiver up there. It's an old Onkyo that I picked up from Craigslist, nothing special. I've got an optical cable, it's just a monster optical cable, nothing crazy, and a standard micro USB that's already plugged into a 5-volt power brick. So we're going to plug it in. The light starts blinking quickly. Alright, so we have our iPhone. Android phone works too, doesn't matter what you have. So we're going to start off by opening the AudioEngine app. So it's just an app, AudioEngine Connect it's called. It's in the App Store. Searching for your device. Make sure your device is powered on and connected to the same network as your smartphone. If you haven't set it up yet, tap the button below to start. Add device. Okay, go to your phone's Wi-Fi setting and connect Wi-Fi starting with AudioEngine_XXXX to connect. Then come back to this app. Okay, so settings, Wi-Fi, AudioEngine. Connected. AudioEngine app. Select network. Choose the network you want to use. AudioEngine only supports 2.4 gigahertz networks. So there's my Wi-Fi network. It auto-filled my password, which is kind of nice. So it must have pulled it from my phone. Continue. The speaker is connecting to the network. Connected. Wi-Fi signal strength 96%. Fantastic. Next. Name device. Okay, let's name the device. In this case, this one's going to be used in a basement. So I'll just go to custom. Basement. Confirm. Next. All right, so there's my device, basement. Cool. So, what can I do? I've got some volume controls. I've got a settings wheel. Rename. Oh, there's a new firmware version, okay. Speaker info, Wi-Fi status, Wi-Fi strength, its IP address, its MAC address, SSID and hotspot, so if I want it to broadcast a hotspot, there is a new firmware out. I can restore factory settings. Okay. So let's turn that on, and then let's try to play some music. So let's pick on the device. Okay, so I've got some options here. Search, favorites, my music, tune in, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Tidal, Napster, Qobuz, Amazon Music. I have a button that says add more services, so I can choose also QQ Music, or I can choose which one of these display. So like if I don't use Napster because it's not 1985, I can uncheck Napster, Qobuz, which I have no idea what that even is, iHeartRadio, etc., and show it what I want to appear, tune in. So in my case, I'll keep Spotify, Tidal, and Amazon back. So if I go to Spotify, listen to on your speakers or TV using the Spotify app as a remote. Open Spotify. I'm listening on my computer, so let's listen on this phone. That's going to be a problem. So let's pull that up. And let's go to here. And basement. Connected. Play. There we go. So it plays. That was pretty easy. All right, so now I'm set up. Now what else can this thing do? There's playlists, my music, iPhone. That's cool. So here's all of my music that is in iCloud. Let's try picking an iCloud song. So I'll just pick this guy. That sucks. So it pops up an error. This music is only available in the iCloud music library or part of the Apple Music subscription service. Okay. So what if I open Apple Music? All right, so there's Apple Music. There's Dave Matthews Band. Let's try AirPlay. Basement. Okay. Play. There we go. Okay. So that seems to work great. Cool. So I guess the next thing that I should probably do is have a listen to it. I'm going to have to turn the camera off because I can't copyright infringe on a bunch of songs or I'll get yelled at by lawyers. So let me try listening to it and I'll let you know what I honestly think of it. All right, so this little thing sounds great. It's really friggin' good. It's probably only as good as the source, but I'm using AirPlay, and AirPlay isn't crazy good on its own, and it sounds really good, honestly. It's good. One thing that's cool, so with AirPlay, I need to stay within range. I have to be connected to the same Wi-Fi as the device because my phone is the source. My phone is the origination of the sound. It's going through the Wi-Fi. It's being played by this device. If I choose Spotify, however, I can disconnect from Wi-Fi, I can leave, I can do whatever I want to because that device is actually connecting to Spotify. Spotify is playing to it directly. And I can still control it with Spotify remote from my phone even without being connected to the same Wi-Fi. So Spotify seems to be where it's at. The remote functionality as well as the high quality audio, I think that Spotify is probably the best fit for this device. So it does sound really good. It looks nice. It's well built. I've listened to it for a little while here, and it hasn't caused me I haven't had any issues with it. It just played. It just does its thing. Tried a couple different sources, a couple different songs, cranked it up. It sounds good. I'm using the optical audio output. I did try the analog as well, and I think the analog sounds 95% as good as the optical. And depending on your receiver, one might sound better than the other. So if the DAC, so there's a digital audio or analog conversion that needs to happen for something to come out of a speaker from a digital source. So if I'm using the analog outputs on this device, then that means this is functioning as my digital to audio or digital to analog conversion device. But if I'm using the optical, then that means it's sending the signal digitally, and my Onkyo receiver is the one doing that conversion. And I think that it sounds a little bit better when I'm using the optical, a little bit more clear, a little bit more crisp. But I think that they both sound really good. Compared to I have a bunch of those little Chromecast audios, it's like a little puck, it's about this big. And this sounds way better than that. It's also a lot more money. So just to be perfectly honest, this thing's $180 and a Chromecast audio was $35 when they sold them. This does a lot of the same stuff. It has support for Apple Music. Chromecast does not have support for Apple Music. At least I don't think so. I can't think of a way to... I have to look into that. I might be wrong. I might be able to Chromecast my Apple Music. Look. No, I can't. So, yeah. So if you want to play as Apple Music as your source, Chromecast isn't going to work, but this device does work really well. But the Chromecast works with Pandora, and this doesn't work with Pandora natively in the same way that it works for Spotify. But on my iPhone, I can AirPlay from Pandora, and it'll play perfectly fine. I just have to keep my phone connected to the same Wi-Fi network. So if I go right now and I go to Pandora, and then AirPlay. There it is. Sounds really clear. One thing that I will say is there's probably a 2-second delay between the phone and the device, especially like when I'm in AirPlay. It seems to be longer in AirPlay than it is in Spotify. So if I press pause, it takes like 1, 2, and then it pauses. Or if I change the volume, 1, 2, and then it goes up or goes down or whatever it is. But the device works really, really well. It sounds great. There's probably some buffering that's happening. It would be my guess, which is why there's that little bit of delay. But it also could just be the time required to send the request through Wi-Fi and come back out and have it do its thing. But yeah, I think the thing's awesome. I might buy a couple of them for my house, to be perfectly honest with you. I have I built a whole home audio system here, and I should do a separate video on that. Maybe that'll be my next video. I built a whole home audio system here with a 6-zone amplifier, 12-channel rack mount amp, and I ran speaker wire through the attic to all of the different parts of my house. And I used Chromecast audios, 6 of them, to play different zones. So I can play something in my backyard, something in my living room, something in my dining room, kitchen, whatever. And I can kind of play the same things in multiple zones at the same time. So like I have a zone called Party, and it plays in every single room at the same time. So that's kind of cool. My kids have them in their rooms too. I've got the Chromecast audio and 2 channels of my amplifier that run, little satellite speakers that are hung up by the ceiling. So very simple system. They work really well. I'm using a rack mount. It's a Episode amplifier. Episode is a company. It's a house brand of a Snap AV, which makes a bunch of like audiovisual integration style products for professional AV or networking people. And it works really well. So that's what I run normally in my garage. I've got those 8-inch speakers in the ceiling. Those are Episode 8-inch speakers, and those are powered off of that same amplifier with a Chromecast. So I can Chromecast to my garage, and it just plays as like background music. They're not the best for imaging. Like there isn't a ton of audio quality there. They're fine. They're good for like if I'm out in the driveway and I'm washing a car, or I'm just in here cleaning up or something like that. If I want to listen to something that sounds really good though, this 2-channel setup is going to be a lot better for that. So, eventually there's a possibility that goes away, or that maybe I add on to that and use that as like surround speakers for these two. Do like a 7-channel in the garage or something. I don't know. It's a pretty big garage. So the problem is that you kind of have to, if you've got 2 speakers, you really have to crank them for them to be like heard well on the other side. So, first world problems. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. This AudioEngine B-Fi thing is awesome though. I think that it works really, really well. And I'm impressed. I bought it using someone else's money. So that's kind of the best part of it. I get to test it out, play with it, see what I like and don't like about it. And then I'm going to install it at a friend's house as a permanent installation. So I have 2 of them, one for his basement, one for his shed, and we're going to set up like this outdoor area. So it should be pretty cool. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.